All right, welcome to another deep dive, everybody. Today we're going to be exploring something that I think is probably on all of our minds these days.
Oh, yeah.
The future of money.
Often away.
We're going to be looking at a podcast called Future Wealth, Navigating the Evolution of Money.
Catchy title.
Yeah, pretty catchy, right? And this podcast really paints a fascinating picture.
Yeah, it does.
Of how money is changing right in front of us and what that might mean for all of us. So.
Absolutely. And it's a little unsettling, too.
Oh, yeah, for sure. A little unsettling.
But this podcast really gets into some very thought-provoking ideas about how, the way that we think about money and use money is changing.
Right.
And it really argues that, the kind of the rise of this digital economy that we're in now, combined with a growing distrust in traditional financial institutions, it's really kind of shaking the foundation of the whole financial system.
It really feels like things are shifting.
Totally.
For centuries, we've relied on fiat currency.
Yeah. It's basically a system of government-backed IOUs. Yeah. But this podcast that we're looking at, Future Wealth, it really highlights those cracks.
Yeah.
That are starting to show in that system.
Exactly. And I think one of the most prominent cracks is the rise of digital payments.
Yeah.
Things that we use every day. PayPal, Venmo, Apple Pay.
When was the last time I even touched cash?
Exactly. I mean, think about it. When was the last time you used cash for a significant purchase?
Well, it's been a while.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
And I think these platforms are already changing our relationship with physical money.
For sure. Absolutely.
And the podcast doesn't just stop there.
Oh, okay.
It goes even further down the rabbit hole of digital payments.
Okay.
And talks about the idea of central bank digital currencies, or CBDCs.
CBDCs, okay.
Which is a mouthful, I know.
Right, yeah.
But we're talking about, imagine a digital dollar issued by the Fed, existing on a secure blockchain.
Okay.
So you're cutting out the need for these intermediaries like banks.
Right.
And it has the potential to make transactions faster, cheaper, more efficient.
Well, that sounds great.
Right.
Yeah, but I wonder about, are there any downsides to that?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Because the podcast does mention concerns about privacy.
Right, yeah.
And government control.
Yeah, could this give the government, too much power?
Exactly. Unprecedented power over our finances.
Oh, right. That's a scary thought.
For sure.
So it's it's good and bad.
Yeah. Totally a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
And I think that brings us to, the really big question this podcast is grappling with, which is what happens when money becomes more than just a medium of exchange?
Whoa.
What happens when it's more than just a way to buy things?
That's a good question.
Yeah, it gets really interesting there.
Yeah.
And the podcast explores this concept of money actually evolving into a tool for social good.
Okay.
Perhaps even a way to incentivize positive behaviors,
Right.
Imagine a world where your spending habits could directly contribute to a cause you care about, or where certain actions are rewarded with a digital currency tied to social impact.
That's really interesting. It makes you think about, the possibilities. Yeah. If money were more directly tied to our values.
Exactly. And I think a key takeaway here for our listeners is that the future of money, it isn't something that is just happening to us.
Right.
We can shape it,
Yeah. Okay.
The question is, will you be a passive observer?
Oh, good question.
Or will you actively participate in this evolution?
That's a big question for everyone listening. I think the traditional financial system is changing so rapidly.
Yeah.
And the very concept of money is expanding.
So thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Yeah. Thanks for listening.
We hope you'll continue to explore these developments and, consider the role that you might play in shaping this future.
Absolutely. It's up to all of us.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
Thanks again, everyone.
Thanks.